Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of everything.
I'm generally not someone who widely recommends supplements because a lot of those ingredients are already being obtained by a person's diet. So supplementing oftentimes is just a waste of time and money. However, the two that I most commonly do recommend, depending on the situation, are protein and creatine supplementation. Today, we're going to talk about creatine. Animal products such as beef already contains creatine. While it is possible to get the same amount of creatine from beef as you do in an average scoop of creatine powder, most commonly between 3 to 5 grams, it's not likely because you would have to eat about 2 to 3 pounds of beef every day. I don't know about you, but that's a lot of beef, which could get really expensive and make you feel really uncomfortable since that's a lot of food. Instead, for the 99% of us that don't want to spend their entire time eating an entire cow, you'll probably be better off just taking a creatine supplement. Welcome to Workout Nerd Out. I'm Julio Lopez. I've got my master's degree in nutrition, as well as being a certified strength and conditioning specialist and a certified personal trainer with over 8 years of experience in personal training. Creatine isn't just something for the gym bros, but it's something that might actually serve as a benefit for you at reaching your fitness goals. Research indicates that supplementing with creatine can help with building muscle mass, improving training performance, and what I personally find the most thrilling is the possible neurological benefits. The first thing, increase muscle size. You're probably wondering why I'm talking about increasing muscle size when you're not really interested in getting all big and buff and looking like a bodybuilder. I mean, even I'm not interested in looking like a bodybuilder, but the reason is that as you age, muscle mass begins to deteriorate. In the process called sarcopenia, you begin to see the rate of muscle loss beginning to speed up after age 40, in which one begins to lose approximately 0.5% of muscle each year. After age 50, the sarcopenia rate increases to 1 to 2%, and after age 60, it increases to 3 to 5% per year. Through resistance training and a nutritious diet, sarcopenia, while it can't outright be prevented, it can, however, be slowed down. The good thing about creatine supplementation is that this can help with maintaining and possibly building muscle mass, even if you are over the age of 40. I first tried creatine supplementation when I was in the Navy. Since I was in a construction battalion, or the Seabees, we would do PT quite often, and this included having to run. I was always one of the fastest guys in the battalion, but when I started taking creatine, I felt myself feeling heavier and slower than before. I didn't know it at the time, but this is called cellular hyperhydration, in which muscle fibers take in more water than normal. Even though I didn't like the added water weight because it was slowing down my running, hyperhydration is actually a good thing. Research indicates that it may decrease muscle breakdown and make carbohydrates more ready for use by muscles. Several studies included women, adolescents, seniors, all demonstrating benefits in taking creatine as an effective way in growing and maintaining muscle mass. When coupled with a well-designed resistance training program and a nutritious diet that provides an adequate amount of protein intake, it's likely that the benefits may be even more impressive. The second thing, training performance. Did you know that creatine is produced by our own bodies? It's true. The liver, the kidneys, and the pancreas form creatine phosphate from amino acids arginine, glycine, and methionine. In the creatine kinase stage of energy production, creatine phosphate donates a phosphate group to form adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, which is the main energy source for the muscles to work. Energy production coming out of this stage is for short bursts of energy, around 15 to 30 seconds, where one has to perform an explosive exercise. Since most weightlifting sets last about this amount of time, the idea behind creatine supplementation is that it allows the body a chance to perform at a higher level when more creatine is available. For example, think of 2 race cars in the final 5 laps, where one has just enough gas to get to the finish and the other has a full tank. The car with the full tank can be more aggressive with its speed. Why is it that researchers believe that creatine supplementation may be able to improve training performance? Remember, in the body, Creatine donates a phosphate group to provide more energy, or ATP, to fuel muscle contractions. And when more creatine is pulled in the body, that allows there to be more ATP available. According to Wax et al. 2021, this increased maximal strength and workout output, as well as power performance and sprint performance. Not only that, but creatine supplementation can also help muscles recover faster. The third thing, neurological benefits. Not only can creatine supplementation be helpful for your muscles, but did you know that there may be neurological benefits as well? Back in 1999, a study indicated that creatine supplementation may help fight ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease. Unfortunately, subsequent studies demonstrated that this was not so. However, McMorris et al. 2007 suggested creatine supplementation may aid in cognition in elderly individuals. Moving forward to a meta-analysis published just last month in Perkipidis et al. 2023, from a selection of 8 studies that met the requirements, researchers concluded that creatine supplementation enhanced memory performance in healthy people, particularly those between ages 66 to 76 years of age. There is actually emerging evidence suggesting potential benefits from creatine supplementation for those recovering from concussions. A 2017 study published in the journal Concussion, researchers were able to find that supplementation may reduce neuronal damage and improve cognitive and somatic symptoms. However, as promising as this research is, many experts are still unsure about how definitive the effectiveness is for helping people recover from concussions. But since creatine supplementation is a safer alternative than a lot of the pharmaceutical drugs out there, there are quite a few doctors that are suggesting their patients to take creatine. In conclusion, when I started to feel heavier and slower after beginning to take creatine, I knew that I hated the feeling, which is why I swore off of creatine for several years. It wasn't until I started becoming more interested in nutrition and ergogenic aids that led me towards taking a closer look at the benefits of creatine. Looking back, it's likely that my body would have just adjusted to the additional water weight from the cellular hyperhydration, and I probably would have been able to return to my normal running speed in a couple weeks. In fact, there has been recent evidence surfacing that suggests creatine may also assist in endurance training. But that science is still really new. But nevertheless, if you were to ask me if you should start taking creatine, as always, I would start with it depends. And depending on your situation, if I do believe it is safe, I would probably say you should give it a try. That does it for today's Workout Nerd Out. Thanks for joining. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, if you know somebody that could benefit from this information, be sure to share it with them. I'll see you on the next Workout Nerd Out.